Namaste, my dear Capricorn friends. For Capricorn, 2026 does not arrive with noise or drama. It arrives like a quiet sunrise. Not rushed, not intense, but steady, purposeful, and graceful. This is the year where the patience you have practiced for years finally begins to translate into visible progress personally, professionally, and spiritually. Your ruling planet Saturn continues its journey through your third house, strengthening your communication, your courage, and your consistency. It reminds you that growth doesn't always happen in leaps, it often happens in small, disciplined steps that no one notices at first. And then a gentle blessing enters your life as Jupiter moves into your seventh house from June 2026. Partnership, alliances, and meaningful collaborations begin to flourish. People who recognize your sincerity and respect your abilities enter your world. This is a time when relationships, whether romantic or professional, bring harmony, not pressure, clarity, not confusion. But the real depth of this year unfolds towards the end of 2026 when Jupiter enters your 8th house from November onward, initiating an inner transformation. This is a spiritual cleansing and emotional awakening, a period where you begin letting go of burdens that you carried silently for years. The outer world stabilizes, but the inner world deepens. Remember, the strength of a mountain lies not in its height, but in its stillness. You are not climbing this year with urgency, you are climbing with awareness, step by step, breath by breath, surrender by surrender. 2026 does not ask you to chase success, it asks you to embody grace, to trust your timing, to build slowly, humbly, and with devotion. Because what you build now has the blessings of longevity. Capricorn, this is a year where you rise, not by force, not by faith, not by rushing, but by remembering who you are, a soul designed for resilience, structure, and sacred purpose. And so, on this note, let's begin with in detail predictions for Capricorn 2026. For Capricorn natives, the year 2026 is the year of steady growth. For Capricorn, 2026 arrives not as a storm but as a steady sunrise, quiet, disciplined, and full of purpose. This is a year where patience turns into progress, where endurance blossoms into reward. The past years have taught you resilience, and now comes the time to apply that wisdom with maturity and devotion. Saturn, your ruling planet, continues its steadfast journey through Pisces, third house, strengthening communication, effort, and determination. It teaches that slow growth is still growth, and that faith in one's discipline is the true secret of success. Meanwhile, Jupiter, the Guru of divine grace, moves from Gemini 6th house into Cancer 7th house on 2nd June 2026, blessing partnerships, business collaborations, and public recognition. From 31st October, Jupiter steps into Leo, 8th house, initiating inner transformation and awakening hidden spiritual strength. This combination of Saturn's structure and Jupiter's optimism makes 2026 a year of balanced achievement, material progress guided by divine consciousness. Remember, destiny smiles on those who walk with humility and discipline. Jupiter's transit through your 7th house from June to October 2026 brings collaboration, balance, and renewed trust in others. If you have struggled with misunderstandings or conflicts, this is the time when relationships heal through communication and maturity. For business persons and professionals, new partnerships or client relationships may open doors to long-term stability. You will attract people who complement your strengths and bring balance to your goals. As Jupiter moves to the 8th house in Leo by the year's end, transformation begins from within. It's a period of spiritual introspection, emotional depth, and karmic cleansing. This shift may awaken profound insights about your life's purpose, reminding you that real wealth lies not in possessions but in peace. The strength of a mountain lies not in its height but in its stillness. When it comes to career and purpose, professionally, 2026 rewards persistence. The months between March and October will bring steady momentum. Jupiter's transit in your 7th house enhances your reputation and visibility. You may gain new contracts, new clients, or leadership roles that align with your long-term vision. Venus movement through your 10th house, Libra, in the second half of the year adds charm and grace to your public image. Your efforts will be noticed, your voice heard. However, Rahu in your 2nd house may create excessive desire for material success. Stay grounded, let ambition be guided by integrity and not impulse. Saturn in Pisces reminds you that courage is not aggression, it is consistency. Your karmic rewards will arrive not through shortcuts but through sustained, mindful action. Success that comes through discipline lasts longer than success that comes through luck. Remember this, dear Capricorn. When it comes to relationships, remember, love is rooted in loyalty. For many Capricorns, 2026 brings emotional stability and healing. Jupiter's transit in your 7th house revives faith in love and trust. If your relationship has faced distance or uncertainty, this year rekindles connection through mutual respect and open communication. Singles may attract partners who bring emotional depth and balance, a relationship that feels like home. When Jupiter shifts into your 8th house in November, your love life transforms further. Intimacy deepens and relationships take on a sacred quality. Emotional vulnerability becomes your strength. When loyalty becomes prayer, even love turns into devotion. Financially, Rahu in your 2nd house heightens ambition and desire for material gain. This can bring opportunities to earn more, but also temptations to overreach. The divine advice is earn with ethics, spend with awareness, and save with gratitude. Jupiter's blessings from June to October favor partnership based ventures and long term wealth creation. However, as Jupiter moves into the 8th house, it encourages spiritual detachment, reminding you to balance material growth with inner peace. Remember, prosperity built on patience never collapses. When it comes to health, Saturn in 3rd house makes you more conscious of your daily habits. This is the time to adopt a disciplined routine. Early rising, walking, pranayam, and silence practices will restore balance between body and mind. Avoid suppressing emotions. Saturn demands emotional honesty. Physical well being will follow naturally when the mind is uncluttered. Mars transit through your sign earlier in the year boosts vitality. Use it for constructive action, not for worry or haste. Health is the reward of self discipline, not the gift of chance. Remember this and follow a strict health regime. This year, Saturn and Jupiter work together to shape your spiritual evolution. Saturn builds your inner foundation through discipline, and Jupiter expands your consciousness through surrender. Jupiter's move into the 8th house by November marks a sacred turning point, karmic cleansing, spiritual awakening, and divine realization. Meditation, mantra chanting, and serving others will bring peace beyond measure. You will realize that faith is not the opposite of effort, it is the completion of it. When you do your best and surrender the rest, the divine takes over. And now, a story to remember. A young climber once asked his master, "Why does it take so long to reach the summit?" The master smiled and said, "Because the mountain doesn't test your strength, it tests your patience." When the climber finally reached the top, he realized the truth. The mountain had never been outside, it had always been within. So it is with you, dear Capricorn. 2026 is the year you conquer your inner mountain. One patient step, one humble breath at a time. Remember, destiny is not decided by speed but by steadiness, and grace is never late. This year 2026, you rise not by running ahead but by walking mindfully. You achieve not through pressure but through presence. And the mantra for 2026 for Capricorn natives is Om Shri Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. Om Shri Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. Om Shri Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. Every morning and evening chant this mantra 108 times using a Rudraksha Japamala. This mantra will protect you from negative energies, remove hurdles, and bless your path with clarity and courage. Dear Capricorn, success is not speed, it is steadiness guided by grace. Keep climbing with faith, and you will find that the summit is already within your soul. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru. Om गम गणपतये नमः। ओम गम गणपतये नमः। ओम गम गणपतये नमः।